Previously on Game Nights.
They get to the intersection. There's a sign that suggests what destinations lie ahead. To the right, the sign points to a place called Deepwood Rock. And ahoy there! And you see a man walking next to a donkey with a small cart. I've heard there's a goblin lair up in the eastern peaks. What, pray tell, is Starfeld Industries? I've never heard of that before.
That's a good question, guys. What is Starfeld Industries?
But I'd like to move on now, if you don't mind.
Well, I do apologize to you there, Finney, but your family is already dead.
What?
They're already dead. They're dead. Your farm is gone, been burned to the ground by vandals.
How can you possibly know that? You turn around and nearly jump out of your socks as you see a 3-foot tall, scaly bird-looking thing. Calwind, who is not looking ahead of him at all, is kind of like looking back towards Arthur and talking to him, and walks into Dell, knocking him over, dropping stuff, like things fall out of their packs.
So I take my greatsword, I wield it above my head, and I say with great fervor, looks like it's time for this chicken to get Kentucky fried. And then I slam him with my greatsword.
He is 100% dead.
Ah, he's fried.
Yes.
Yeah, you lop his head right off. Suddenly you hear the cry of a majestic hawk.
A majestic police car.
Yeah. And he lands on Dell's shoulder.
All right, there's goblins that way.
You're listening to Game Nights. Tonight's story, The Warden, Chapter 4.
So, if you guys recall, you just fought with a giant bird dinosaur.
That's right.
And didn't get petrified. Bravo. After you earned a small amount of experience, and after killing it, Dawkins returned from, I guess, sort of the northeast, suggesting that there are goblins that way. So what's next?
Let's get them goblins. Let's get them.
Yeah, let's go that way.
Cool. So
Now,
you
did we negotiate any kind of reward or prize for destroying these goblins?
that's definitely a thing that I haven't thought about. I think it's safe to assume that you have a contract with someone to somebody from Neverwinter, an interested party. Maybe it's the local police, like the goblins came into town or the outskirts of town and robbed some unsuspecting Neverwinter citizens, took some of their stuff and bailed out. And the police have to stick around Neverwinter, right? They got to do keep the peace. So sometimes they'll engage the services of freelancers such as yourselves to requisition bring justice to other areas.
Basically, we're bounty hunters in the situation of sorts.
Yeah, I think so. Right. Right.
All right. Let's go after them goblins there.
All right. So you all continue on the path you've been following a bit. Since you're to look off to the northeast, you notice as you're heading around a bend, you notice a sort of hidden little path between the rocks, off in a more northern direction, which seems to all of you like where Dawkins came from. So what do you do? I can't hear you, Dan.
I know, as a person who's like a woods person, that if I were the goblins, I would be setting some traps along this path. So I am looking out for that stuff. Wires, patches of leaves that could be hiding like a pit of spikes, all that sort of stuff.
I like it.
Good point. Okay.
So I take it you're suggesting we proceed with caution.
Yes.
Mm.
I'm going to send Dawkins out again in a tighter loop.
Okay.
In case any goblins are going to try to sneak up on us.
Okay. Cool. So Dawkins flies up, and you can see him circling over you, over where presumably the goblins are. That's very loud. Yeah. So how to proceed from here?
I think just keep going, or do we want to wait till like nighttime or something?
Nighttime might be even more dangerous.
That's true. Nighttime is more dangerous for the person who is being ambushed upon.
That's
Yeah.
true. So, I suppose that's the question. Like, do they know you're coming or not?
Who's the sneakiest among us? That would probably be Dan, right? That'd be Del.
No, I think it's Mal.
That's true.
Because maybe they could sneak. We'd be a little stealthy about it.
Sneak around the corner.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. So Mal will try and use his formidable sneak skills to loop through this little crevice, see if he can get a look at what's going on the other side. So Mal rolls an unnatural 21 for sneaking, so he is effectively invisible. He goes through the goes through the crevice, and you can't see him anymore. So a couple minutes later, Mal returns. You don't see him return. You're just sitting talking amongst themselves, and all of a sudden Mal is there because, again, he's very sneaky. And he says, "Okay, here's what I saw. Through the crevice, there's like a big cave, or the mouth of a big cave. I didn't try and go inside. I tried to see what was in there. I couldn't see much. It just seems like the mouth of a cave. I didn't see any goblins."
Wow, that was well, Mel, that was super helpful. That was very specific. That will really help us further our mission here. Great job. Well done.
It wasn't not
Mission
helpful.
accomplished. All right. So, all right. It looks like our road is clear then. All right.
Uh-oh.
They switched.
Yeah.
They switched where the mute button is.
Dan, did you keep hanging up on yourself? Is that what it is?
Yeah, the mute button used to be in the middle, and now the hang up button is in the middle.
Oh.
I guess it is a really aggressive
did,
form of
actually,
muting.
Well, I wanted to unmute myself.
You were muted.
I was going to say, is there a possibility that could we try to find an alternate entrance? If there doesn't appear to be any goblins at the entrance, and Dawkins would have told us find out if there are any goblins around the entrance.
Mm-hmm. And
if I were hanging out in a hole in the ground, I would have a way to get out the other way.
So from what Mal saw, there's like through this little path, there's like kind of a rock face. There's a cave sort of to the right side of the rock face, and there's some craggly rocks like off to the left. Some really rough terrain. It doesn't seem like there's any other way to get around there, but I guess it could be possible that there's some sort of entrance or something aside from the obvious cave door.
Okay.
I would like, because right now we can't see it, right? This is just
Correct.
what's being told to us. Because I think if I can get close enough to do an investigation check look for weaknesses or alternate entry points in that rock face to the side of the cave. But that would require getting close enough to be within eyesight of it.
Right.
I think we should approach the cave.
You just want to go for it.
Mm-hmm. Let's go for it. But not go in the cave, but just approach it.
Just approach it. Okay. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
We need to amp up the excitement. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it. Let's just do it. All right.
All right. So
Walking along.
You all walk through the crevice. It is single file only. It's pretty tight. So you walk through and emerge on the other side and see pretty much what Mal was describing to you. There's a cave and some pretty rough terrain to the left of the cave entrance.
Okay.
Well, I would like to do an investigation check on the rocks to the side, around the entrance, to the side of the entrance.
Okay.
And I rolled a 2, and that's intelligence. A 21.
A 21. Holy
moly! The
moly!
only good roll I've had all day. I hope this produces results.
I see. So you sort of approach the rough, the rocky terrain to the left of the entrance. You see sort of a hollowed out area. Like there are some rocks, like sort of like an overhang thing, and you see this spot that maybe like some kind of creature could fit in. And as you get closer, you hear a sound that you can only describe as snoring.
Okay. All right. Can we tell where the snoring's coming from?
It seems to be coming from that sort of gap in the rocks.
Okay.
Okay.
Just one thing snoring.
It is given the robustness of Arthur's role. I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
You can say with certainty it is just one thing snoring.
All right. I have enhanced dark vision. Does that help in any way? Can I see through this crevice?
Maybe you'd have to get pretty close though. It seems to be like whatever is snoring is like below the surface. So like you're kind of looking up at the hole, right? And like you can't see down into it.
Okay.
Approach it. Well, Adele and I and Mal got your back.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna approach the edge of this crevice, and I want to cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
All right. Mage Hand is a spell where I just create a hand, like a magical hand that shows up. I can only I can only extend 30 feet, but I can place it anywhere, and it lasts for 1 minute.
Okay.
All right. So I want to use this Mage Hand to drop. I want to put it down on the bottom of this crevice, like this opening, and I want to try to poke whatever's snoring.
Okay. So Cal conjures an ethereal hand out of nothing. It sort of makes a pointy finger. It floats up into the crevice and down, and all of a sudden you hear sort of a snort, like, and then there's a pause, and the snoring continues.
Wow.
Whoa. It was ineffective. I was just picturing the Master Hand from the Super Smash Brothers game.
From that snort, can we surmise what type of creature this is?
Maybe if you rolled an insight check.
Insight check, you say?
Is that a thing, or am I making?
It is a thing.
Insight's a thing. I think it's governed by
5.
It sounds like a snort.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Okay. Is there another? Do we have to go near this thing?
No, I don't think so.
All right. And it's in a crevice?
Yeah, it's in some sort of like a depression in the rocks.
Depression? How big is this opening?
It's pretty small. Like it seems like you could fit in tightly. Mal could absolutely fit in there.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything I could block it with?
Maybe. There are a lot of rocks around. If you could pick up a rock, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like that's... Yeah, we would, if nothing else, maybe to try to slow it down.
Mm.
Okay. Can I just jam? What I want is a rock that's big enough to really jam in there,
Mm-hmm.
and just like kind of snug it in.
Yeah, I think you can probably find a rock like that around.
Okay, that's what I do.
Cool. Could you roll a? I mean, this is like an elf or halfling sized rock at least, so maybe roll a strength check for that, just for kicks.
Can I get some help from someone?
I'll
think
do it.
You think you could get some help?
Do you want me to lift it? I think I'm the strongest
Yeah,
of the crew.
I tell you what to do.
I'm
yeah.
the brawn of the crew, not the brains. And I roll. I just. Again, I lift it with a 17.
Oh yeah, you definitely lift it. Could you also roll a dexterity check?
Boy, can I. And I rolled a 4.
Ah. Okay, so you do in fact lift it, but in bringing it up there, you sort of trip and you like get the rock in the place you want it to, but it lands quite loudly, and you hear another snort, kind of like the one you heard when the mage hand poked whatever creature was back there, and then you hear some commotion. And a little bit of scurrying, and then silence.
Whoops.
Well,
Damn.
could have been worse.
It's true. So
Well, we can't go into the cave through that entrance anymore because we just jammed it closed with a rock loudly. So I guess we should do something with the front of the cave or leave. I mean, I don't know what our other options are.
I said I thought there were other ingress points. I thought there were other ways in.
that was the other ingress point.
Oh,
Yeah,
whoops.
so now we're going through the front door, guys.
Oh, okay.
Knock, knock.
I mean, do we just
Here we
want
come.
to go
There's
for
a
it?
door?
It's a cave. It doesn't have a door.
I mean, it's a cave. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so let's go further into the cave.
Yeah, you haven't entered the cave yet. You're outside the cave.
Yeah, let's go. We proceed with caution further
Yes.
into the cave.
Is it dark inside the cave? How dark is it inside the cave?
I have dark vision. Boom.
Pretty dark.
I was gonna say the people with dark
What
vision
up?
should go first.
Okay.
Yeah, I have enhanced dark vision.
Well, okay, all right.
So
Now
I
you're
will
just
lead the
showing
way.
off.
Well, I am a dark.
So the cave is wide enough to proceed two at a time, if that makes sense. Like two people could walk next to you.
Well, I think those with both night vision and enhanced night vision should probably go first.
Okay.
Well, if we're doing two at a time, though, shouldn't one of us hang back with Sean? I mean, Alan or whatever the hell your name is, Alfred.
Angus, yeah.
Whatever you call yourself now. Somebody should hang back with him, so that he can see things too.
I'm starting to think this guy is quite rude. I'm starting to think this is not a very polite gentleman.
Oh dear.
I do not care what order people go in.
Okay.
I'll hang back.
All right, I'll
Let
go
the
first.
let the enhanced dark vision guy go first. I'll stay behind.
Yeah, I'll go first, Dan, and then Dan and Sean follow me. So I'm going
Well,
through
are you
the,
going with
the
Mal or are you going alone?
cave entrance first. Oh, I forget Mal. I keep forgetting Mal is here. Yeah, I'll go with Mal. Mal and I are. We'll go
Okay.
first. Okay.
All right. So we're just What's the plan? Just walking into the cave?
We're just gonna go, but we're gonna go with caution. We're proceeding very cautiously through the cave.
I'm sure that'll help.
So
Proceeding with caution.
Mal and Cal take a few steps into the cave, looking, with dark vision. It seems like relatively long, like maybe, I don't know, like 100 feet or so. And you can just make out sort of a bend at the end of that. So it turns off to the left pretty sharply.
Okay.
Do we hear anything echoing down the cave? Any sounds?
Not unconcentrated. Do you want to
I'm gonna concentrate
So you want to perceive with your ears?
with my ear holes. Yeah.
Okay.
14.
14. So you don't hear anything in particular, but at one point you hear what you think sounds like a door slamming.
Okay.
But that's all.
All right, we're gonna. I think to that on that path to the left, further along the path.
So you're gonna walk down the long hallway towards the bend.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, before I do that, let's see.
Meanwhile,
I guess we'll walk toward the bend.
Well, while you're doing that, I turn to Dell and I say, "Gosh, seems like they've been in there for a long time. If we don't hear anything soon, we might have to go in after them."
I say, have patience.
All right. So we're gonna proceed. Oh, you know what? So are we in a hallway? How would you describe? Is it a narrow crevice or is it like a more open space?
It's like a hallway. Like I said before, it's about wide enough to walk for two people to walk next
side
to each other, pretty comfortably. I guess the size of a medium sidewalk. But it is
so
best described as a cave.
We'll keep walking. We'll keep proceeding with caution then.
Okay. As you and Dell walk down the hallway, you step on a pressure plate of sorts, and a poison dart shoots out and hits you, Cal, right in the side. Let's see here. So you're going to take 2d4 piercing damage, and I'm going to need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I got a 19.
Okay. So you're going to take 5 piercing damage, and then I get to use the D10 too.
Ooh.
What? And 4 poison damage, so 9 damage total.
Oof, okay.
Shit, dog.
So I'd imagine that feels pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
In any case, once the dust settles, nothing seems to have changed. You don't hear anything.
That's an awfully lame booby trap. One poison dart. If you're gonna build the contraption, put in a couple more. Really be sure you're killing them.
I see. Fair enough, Sean.
Yes. Let the goblins know my
when you're
opinions.
DM, you can
Okay.
you can have as many poison darts.
This is on the goblins, not on the DM.
Listen, times are tough here, and these goblins, I don't know if they can
They're on a
afford
budget.
more than one dart per trap.
It's a
They had to make
fixer-upper
some
layer.
cuts.
Yes.
They had to make some cuts, this new tax bill that the goblins have. You got to make some cuts.
It's terrible.
Can you guys hear that?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, yes. That is the loudest snack on the planet.
It's because the bag is just very small. Like it's
You
just
gotta,
too
you
narrow.
gotta like
It should
put
be
them in a
wider
bowl,
bag.
Matt. You gotta put them in a bowl
I didn't
or
have.
something.
I wanted to hurry back because I knew I was running late in our little break.
Okay. Anyhow, where were we?
Any who's it?
Crap.
So Mal and Cal are in the like, I'd say like a third of the way into down this hallway towards the bend. Cal has just been shot with a poison dart. Dell and Arthur are still outside the cave.
So then it's is it still my turn? Or do I still keep going?
I mean, we're not in combat, right? So we're kind of proceeding fluidly. It is all
Okay.
of your turns to do
Okay.
as you think. is
I
correct.
turn to Dell. You know, Dell, I think they've been in there an awfully long time. I don't know what's. Did I just?
Are we supposed to be waiting for some sort of signal?
No, we
I
didn't
don't
really
think
determine
that
that.
was established.
No.
There wasn't much of a plan.
All right.
Jesus.
I thought you
Dell,
were just following behind me.
I swear, I just heard. Did you hear that, Dell? Did you hear that? I just heard somebody in the cave yelp like they just got shot with a poison arrow. I'm telling you,
That's awfully specific.
it was. Believe me, I know a lot of people who got shot by poison arrows. It's not unusual.
Uh-huh.
I heard a yelp. Did you hear that yelp, Dell, or was that just me?
I mean, here I'll roll a perception check. 9. No, I don't think I heard anything.
Oh, well, it must be my. I apologize. It must be my imagination. Let's stay right here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Mal and I we're gonna trudge on. I guess I'm limping because of the poison coursing through my veins about my leg, but we're going ever slower and ever more cautiously towards the end of this hallway.
More.
I want to do a perception. Can I do a perception check?
Sure.
See if I can perceive any more of these plates around me. I got a 6, so I take it.
I mean, you see a cave, like there are rocks all around you. There are rocks on the ceiling. There are rocks on the floor. There are rocks on the walls. As far as you can tell, they all look the same.
That's great. Okay. I'd like to walk in like a serpentine motion. Like
I don't know what that
going
means.
straight from instead of going A to B, it means I'm walking like a serpent.
Okay. Do you want Mal to do that too? Should he
Yeah.
follow behind you?
We're both gonna walk in a serpentine motion down this
Okay.
hall.
Okay. So Mal is following in your footsteps as you sort of zigzag across the across the cave. And so as you get about to the end, you can see like the bend, and you can start to see around the corner, and you see like the hallway seems to continue, and you can also see like a door to the right. Sort of. So it's like on the far wall around the bend, so you can see a door.
Is this door at our eye level, or is it like on an incline, or?
No, it's like the floor is pretty level. It's
Okay.
like you could just walk right up to it.
All right, so we can either proceed to the edge of this hallway, or we could go through this door. I think let's go up toward the door.
Okay.
And yeah, and kind of listen in on what's going on the other side of the door.
So you take another step, triggering another pressure plate.
Shit.
The floor beneath you and Mal suddenly retracts. You fall into a pit. Actually, let's see. You might be able to do a dexterity check here.
Okay.
That
sounds good.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You can't do a dexterity check. You both fall into the pit. And the trapdoor like snaps back above you with a loud click, like bang click, and you're in a hole now. It's very, very dark. I suspect darker than your dark vision helps you with, but maybe not.
Okay. You know what? I think now is a good time to use my special ability. It's called Fairy Fire. I was going to use it when we were in the hallway, which I probably should have, but I'm going to use it now, Fairy Fire.
Okay.
What it is, I can only use it once per day, but once per day, I have to concentrate for up to a minute.
Okay.
After that minute, which you guys could just do your own thing during that minute, it illuminates everything within a 20-foot cube. It is outlined in blue, green, or violet light, your choice.
Green flame. Oh.
I think I'll go with green. I want everything to be outlined in green.
Green.
Any creature in the area where the spell is cast is also outlined in light if it fails a dexterity saving throw. For the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. Okay. Any attack roll against an affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible. All right. So I'm going to use that, Fairy Fire.
Okay, so Matt's concentrating for one game minute. What's going on with Del and Arthur?
So I elbow Del and I say, Del, now I know I'm not hearing things. That did you hear? Now that sounded to me like two people falling into a pit. Now I know what I heard. I know what I heard, Del. Did you hear that too?
I roll a 17.
Did
I hear someone fall into a pit?
You did hear someone fall into a pit.
I say, okay. I do think I heard someone fall into a pit. I guess we should go investigate.
I think we got to get in there. We got to get into the scuffle. We got to be part of the action. Let us proceed. And so I guess we enter the cave.
Indeed, you do.
So we go a little bit into it, so we're not like still standing outside. But I'll do a perception check.
Okay.
And I rolled I haven't done a perception check, so I rolled 19.
Oh my. So you rolling a 19, you notice the pressure plate. The first I guess the two of you don't quite know this, but you notice the first pressure plate that Mal and Cal tripped. You don't know what happened because you didn't hear, but you notice a pressure plate.
Well, he heard.
Yeah, I did. Oh, well, that would explain a lot. Del, watch your step over there. There's a bit of a pressure plate. You're going to want to be pretty careful. Just step over that nice, and I just kind of gingerly step over it. There, you want to be careful. That's a booby trapped. It's quite a dangerous cave we got here.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
That could have been 1,000 poison arrows. I guess we'll never know.
We won't. We will never know.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we continue to proceed. I don't know, Del, if you want to...
I mean, I suspected that there would be traps. That if I were stuck in a cave, I would be laying these sorts of traps.
You did suspect that.
So yeah, I'll make a perception check as we go along.
Okay, so you're cool.
15.
15. So looking down the cave, you don't see anything on the cave floor because you're still pretty, I'd say you're like 1/3 of the way into the cave, right? Like you're just past where Cal got shot with the poison dart. So you don't see anything farther down the cave, but you do notice a small, like, sort of tunnel thing to the left. It's about this size of, like, it's small. It's pretty small. Like, neither of you could really fit through this, I don't think. But Mal might be, like, a creature of Mal's size might be able to squeeze through.
Okay.
Then I guess we proceed if neither of us are going to fit, right? Unless you want to investigate it further.
Yeah. Well, we're looking for these people, right? So I guess we should try to find out if they're down this hole.
That's a good idea. Well, you have night vision. You can kind of look down at it.
Yeah. So I try to weasel my head in and take a look.
Wanna
Perception check. 14.
That's pretty good. So you do in fact poke your head into this tiny little hole, this small creature hole. You can see it's not very long, so you can see it seems to come out into a different hallway of sorts. Hallway is a strong word, like a different like tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see sort of right in front of you a rock wall, and then like a little you can just make out like the edge of a door that is closed. Or actually, I'm sorry, it's not closed. It's like slightly ajar to the left.
It's ajar?
The door is ajar. No, it's like partially open.
Ah, okay. Back to that. No, never mind. Okay. But I can't get in there?
No, I don't think you can, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing I can do to see if they're down there without making too much noise.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we can do about that.
All right, let's keep going then.
All right. All right, then I guess we'll continue to proceed down the hallway, at least as far as we can.
Mm-hmm. So the two of you reach about the point that Mal and Cal did, and you notice the point where you can start to see around the bend a bit. You can see that it continues to go off to the left, and you can see sort of on the far wall in front of you, you can see a door that is closed.
Well, I don't know about you, Dale, but I think we could probably investigate that door. Put our ear up to it, see what we can hear out of the door.
Absolutely, let's do that.
All right, who's got better perception, you or I?
I'm guessing me.
All right, then after you, I insist.
I got those elf ears.
All right, well, put it up that door. Let's see what we can hear.
Doggy, 21.
Holy moly. So you look at the door. It seems like a pretty regular door. You don't hear anything ahead of you coming through the door. It's like made of wood and like some metal bars. You do, however, notice in front of you the second pressure plate. For what, you don't know, but there is another pressure plate.
Okay. Knowing that there is a pressure plate, I'm going to examine the walls and the floor to see what would happen, because something must happen locally in this pressure plate, or I guess it could be triggering an alarm. Woo, doggy. 22.
22. So you notice both in front of you, like slightly farther than where the pressure plate is, and behind you in the tunnel where you came from are two like seams in the floor. So it seemed they are clearly right. They're clearly unnatural. They're quite subtle, but they were put there somehow.
What do I think that this is for?
Given that you perceived so well, it looks a lot like what you imagine a secret pit trap would look like.
All right, No, go ahead.
I was gonna say it could be that they fell down there. You said Arthur, that it sounded like someone fell down a hole.
I know what I heard.
So I'm gonna press my ear down. Do I hear any scuffling down there?
You hear
17.
17. Yeah, so you hear what sounds like Cal making like a weird humming noise, and you hear a quite disgruntled Mal sort of swearing under his breath about the
I take out my
terrible
rapier.
effing
I take
hire.
out my rapier and I use the handle, the bottom part of the sword, to bang on the roof part 3 times.
It makes a pretty loud noise. It seems that under whatever dirt and stuff is on top of the door is metal, so it kind of like makes a sort of gongish booming sound.
Okay, and what I think we should do is trigger this trapdoor and then lower a rope down and pull them up.
Awesome idea. I love it.
Cool.
So,
could you roll a perception check for me?
14.
So you hear a sort of trip and a scuffle behind you, and turn around to see that 2 goblins have come through the small opening in the cave cave side.
Here's what I think we should do. I think we should trigger the trap door, push it into the trap, and then close it. And then you and I own the business now.
Yes. Let's retreat back to.
So
we have to think fast on this. So the trap, the plate that triggers it is before the trap door.
Yes.
Right.
Right. So the plate is like a part of the trap door. If that
is it before or after where the trap door is?
It's like on the trap door. So like you guys are standing on one part of the trap door. The plate is in front of you, and the end of the trap door is further.
Let's move behind it. We'll try to pepper them with arrows, and then hopefully they forgot, or otherwise they won't be able to get to us, and they'll fall right through the trap.
Awesome plan. I love it.
And our peeps down below are aware because we banged on that thing for them.
Well, wait, but seriously though, do we know for a fact they're down there?
Yeah, Colby said it sounded like
it was pretty clear.
Okay, I'm just
at least from the sounds of it,
okay.
It was
all right. As long as we know. Yeah, let's dump some goblins on them. I love this.
All right.
Do we roll for initiative, I guess.
Right.
So I'll say like since you heard them coming, your pre-attack action is like moving farther, like past the trap trigger into the down the hallway.
Okay. If we're rolling for initiative, I rolled a 16.
11.
All right, so the 2 of you, Arthur, you're first. Del, you're second. Goblin 1 is third. And Goblin 2 is fourth. Both goblins are armed with scimitars.
Excellent.
Fancy. All right, well, I guess if I'm first, I look him dead in the eye and I say, Del, look what we got here. A couple of stinky, no good piece of crap goblins. Look at these, look at these fools. Hey, buddy, come and get it. And so I take out my crossbow and I take an arrow and I fire it at Goblin 2.
Okay.
And that is a 13.
13 is not good enough.
Damn, not my strength weapon. Yes, okay.
Del, you're up.
Longbow to the pie hole. 24.
Oh my, you definitely hit it.
That's 10 damage. Oh, sorry. 12 damage.
Which goblin?
Oh, sorry. The one on the left. Goblin 1? I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Goblin 1. So you shoot Goblin 1 directly in the pie hole. He sees the arrow coming straight at his face, and his mouth sort of opens in surprise, and it goes like right in and kills him immediately.
That's like some Zack Snyder shit right there. That's dope.
So it's Goblin 2's turn. The two of you are a little too far for him to reach, so he runs towards you, tripping the locking mechanism in his sort of frenzy, sort of rage at you having killed his friend. He forgets it's there, even though he probably knew it's there because he lives here. And the trapdoor opens. He falls down onto Mal and Cal. I'd say, let's see. So he lands on Cal, doing two crushing damage. Not very big, but it's still surprising to get hit with a goblin. And the pit door closes above them once more. But you're in the hallway now with no goblins.
Hey. Good. Now, does the trap door automatically close again?
Yes.
Oh.
We can keep it open.
How do you propose we do that?
Putting something on it? Well, yeah. How does that work? Like,
Well, I think so. What I would like to know
there's
is...
a plate, right? And it's raised above. Could we hang something off of it to keep it pressed down?
So the plate like slides back, and you fall into the pit, and then it slides forward.
Wow, they have a robust trap building operation. I take back everything I said about the poison dart, because they really clearly put all their money in the trap.
Yeah, I was going to say that's clearly where the money went.
Right. The poison dart was more of a distraction from the. It's like, oh, I got through the traps, and then like you did, our proud, arrogant travelers are like, oh, a single poison dart that can't stop me. Boom, in the pit.
So I think in terms of getting them out, I would like to know if Cal ever successfully, while we were traversing the hallways, did Cal ever successfully get his, what was it, fairy light spell off, and can they see what's down in the pit? Because maybe there's an exit down there.
I think Cal did in fact get execute his fairy light spell. So if we want to cut over to Cal and Mal, who are now have now been joined by a very surprised goblin, we can do that. They can see now because the sort of pit is fairy light. Just to get right to it, it's just a pit. Like they're in a big hole with no entrances or anything like that. For initiative, like I think Goblin 2 is pretty surprised that he just fell into a pit and just took some damage. So Cal and Mal, you both have initiative over him. So I guess Mal can go first. He's sitting on the other side of the pit holding his crossbow, so he just like points it at Goblin 2 and rolls a 10, which is not good enough. So he fires a bolt and it kind of dings off the wall and falls to the ground. Cal, you're up.
Okay. So I think I'm just going to take this guy out with my... What weapons do I have? Do I have a you know what? I'm just going to take him out with Eldritch Blast. I think that's worked pretty well for me so far. I'm just going to blast him with Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
What's your god's name again, Matt?
The old one.
The old one.
It's the old
Feel
one.
the wrath of the old one.
I rolled a 5 though, so I don't.
No one's feeling it. That goblin is not feeling anyone's wrath right now. You totally miss. It is Goblin 2's turn. He's gonna go for Cal with his scimitar. Oh no! He rolls a nat 20.
Oh no!
Yes.
Natty light.
Natty light.
Damn.
Let's see. All right. So natural 20 is double damage, correct?
No, you roll twice.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you roll two or
Oh, okay.
double the dice. Where is Oh, geez. You take 5. I'm sorry. Yes, you take 5 damage. That was the most unremarkable crit ever.
Yeah. We got away pretty nicely there.
Yeah, I don't think we're doing that right.
So why?
I don't mean to stop the progression of the show. But I think according to the internet, what you're supposed to do on an actual is it's max damage.
Oh.
On a crit?
From the player's basic rules, when you score a critical hit, you get to roll extra dice for the attack's damage against the target. Roll all of the attack's damage die twice and add them together. Then add any relevant modifiers as normal.
Well, what's this bullshit on the D&D Wikia? Like,
They're wrong.
I thought they
I'm
were...
looking at rpg.stackandchange.com, continuing Stack Overflow's mastery over everything in my life.
We're so
It
good
might
at
be
this.
it might just be like an old edition because this is
That's true.
5th edition. Maybe they changed it.
Well, why don't we just stick with what we said, what Colby said it was, and then we'll figure it out for the next one.
Okay. So Cal takes 5 damage. It's Mal's turn. Mal rolls a 10 again, missing again. Dude's just useless today. Cal, it's your turn.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
exactly what the player's hand
Yeah,
says.
you're right. No, you're right.
I'm going to try to hit him with that old Eldritch Magic once again. Let's see if the old one can come through in an old one way. And he got 11.
11 is not good enough.
Ah,
You
the
miss
old
again.
fails again.
Indeed. Goblin 2. He only rolls a 9.
9!
I assume that's not good enough. Cal?
No, a 9 is not going to do
All right.
it.
All right. Here goes Mal again. Oh, my Lanta. 7. Also not good enough. It's it's your go. Who knew pit fighting was so challenging?
Yeah.
Well, wait. Are you? Because didn't you say, Matt, that you get advantage or something because of your fairy light?
The fairy light. Objects and creatures affected. Any attack roll against an affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it.
Okay.
I'm assuming that means like if the attackers can see the fairy light or the attack coming. So any attack roll has advantage.
Yeah, so you get
Okay.
advantage then, maybe.
Sure. That means I roll twice
Correct, and pick the higher one.
and take the higher one. Cool.
Yep.
I just haven't been able to land a hit yet, so
I know.
we haven't needed to apply that. All right, I go again. And I just got a natural 20.
Hey.
Damn. Okay, so that's natural 20 with advantage.
Well, advantage is for the natural 20, so like you got a crit.
Yeah, advantage is on
Oh,
the
like-
attack roll, not the.
There's no
damage
point in rolling again.
So I just roll the attack roll twice then.
Correct.
No, because you don't.
You roll the dice twice, and then the whatever plus
Yes.
whatever is
Yep.
added once.
Yep.
I gotcha. So 10 is the first roll, and then 5 is the second roll.
So 15
15.
damage.
Mhm.
Damn. What are you attack? Is this for the
It's
Eldritch?
my
magic?
Eldritch Blast, yeah.
You Eldritch blast that goblin into like a million pieces.
Nice. The old one.
He flies back against the pit wall and explodes, covering both you and Mal with like blood and gore. Sticky sort of dark purple
Goblin juice.
Goblin juice.
Praise be to the old one.
Yes. Yeah. So, wow, that was the two of you are going to be a sight to behold.
All right, so now we got to figure out how to get out of this pit.
Yeah. Should we cut back to Dell and Art and see what
Sure.
they're up to? What they've been up to?
We're having a nice cup. We're sitting down, having a nice cup of coffee, catching up. So so Dell, what how things been going in your life? What's new? What's going on? Things that work good?
Sipping tea
I feel like
over the
we
muffled
watched-
sounds of combat in the pit below.
Yeah. So I've been trying to figure out how to keep the pit open. Is there something I need to roll for that, or can I just start throwing out ideas?
We can discuss
You can start throwing out ideas.
So there's a plate that, when pressed down, causes the surface the plate is on to fold into the ground.
It doesn't fold into the ground. It like slides back. It like slides back into the wall or something.
It slides back.
Yeah. So it's swing. So you'd imagine if this is you standing on the trapdoor, when you press the plate, the floor slides back and you fall, and then it's
sure.
Do you have magic, right?
Me?
Yeah, don't you? No. I mix up you and Colby. No, can't we just blow it up or something?
Blow it up?
Yeah.
It's
I don't
also
have anything
it's
to blow it up.
it's
Blow it
possible you could like pry it open, breaking it.
Yeah, here's what I think, that it's unlikely that we could put something on top of it that would stay when it closes. So what about keeping it open by like triggering it? It slides open and we stick something in there to keep it open, like a stick or a sword or something.
Okay. That would be. Well, wait. Can't we? Okay. Yes, we could try that.
Okay. So there are rocks around, right?
Mm-hmm.
My plan is to take a rock, throw it on the thing so it triggers it, and then once it slides open, wink, stick. We don't have any sticks, I'm guessing.
No.
So
Do you have
I'll
any
stick.
extra swords or something?
I'll stick my rapier.
Well,
Or
so
the goblin. Does the goblin
yeah,
have a?
you killed the goblin up here. He had a scimitar.
Yeah. We just stick the goblin in there. No, I'm just kidding.
That's true. I mean, they're already covered in goblin guts.
Right. No, but I don't think that would be very sturdy. Yeah, let's stick the goblin's scimitar in there. Try to keep it open. That's my plan. Does that sound good to you, Arthur?
Yes. Yes, it does. I'm willing to give it a shot.
So you, Dan, you jump back over the trigger mechanism to retrieve the goblin scimitar.
Yep.
Return to Art's side of the pit. Art picks up a rock, like sort of gets ready to like toss it onto the plate. It's not a particularly big rock. It's a decent, medium size. Yes, you're very strong, like a one-handed rock, I think. And Dell, you are ready with the goblin scimitar, and I'll ask you, Art, I'll ask you to do a strength check. Dell, I'll ask you to do a dexterity check.
Okay.
18.
And I rolled a 15.
There you go.
Nice. So, Art, you sort of gently toss the rock.
My Steph Curry 3-point jumper.
I was gonna say you yell Kobe.
Kobe.
Toss the rock. It lands perfectly on the pressure plate. The trap door retracts, and Dell deftly inserts the scimitar like just under the lip of the trapdoor, and as it goes to return to close the trap, it jams on the scimitar and is stuck open. So you can see down into the pit where your colleagues are bathed in both fairy light and goblin blood.
Nice.
Oh my
That
God!
must
What
be quite
the
sight to
hell?
see.
What the hell has been going on down there?
It does seem quite disturbing.